What's up, everybody? Sideline Specialists coming right back at you. We're here with episode number 22. We got plenty of football to talk about. Jameis Winston leading the Browns to a win, unfortunately, in my case. Then we got the Detroit Lions just destroying everybody in their path. We have the Rams that might be back because they're finally healthy. Basketball's back. Hockey's back. The World Series is going on. We have everything sports going on, so let's get into the intro real quick.
Welcome to Sideline Specialists.
We back, baby. What's going on, Tom? How you doing?
Doing good. Day off. Good day of sports. Good broccoli cheddar soup. The Magic just lodged the ball in the fucking backboard.
Ooh, good old wedgie.
Yeah, we got a wedgie.
Hell yeah.
It immediately got smacked, so we're good. Yeah, another week of NFL that was just like kind of wild.
The week was a little ridiculous. Before we get into the NFL, I just wanted to bring up real quick. So the NBA tipped off. A lot of great games going on. You just brought up Magic versus Pacers happening right now. The Celtics look like, pretty untouchable right now. They kind of look like the Chiefs of the NBA at the moment. But just love having the NBA back. The Sixers are off to a 1-2 start because Embiid and Paul George are not back yet. The NBA did launch an investigation into Joel Embiid and the Sixers and the handling of his injury and the reporting of his injury. Still think the Sixers are very shady in terms of all of that going down, but
yeah,
that's neither here nor there, whether it's the Sixers' fault or Embiid's fault, because it sounds like it's a little bit of both. But I wanted to bring something up here because for those that might be Sixers fans like we are, you know that Tobias Harris is not on the team anymore because that was as big as winning a championship for a lot of Philly fans. He's now on Detroit. We're only 3 games into the season, and Detroit fans are not happy about it. I found this because Spike Eskin of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast and one of the hosts on WIP Sports Radio shared this on Twitter, but is a TikTok video from seemingly a Detroit fan. I'm not sure if he is a Detroit fan or just a basketball fan in general. I will just say there's some explicit language for anybody that cares about that type of thing. So that's just a heads up.
I curse a lot too. So if you see my face on the podcast, there will be explicit language. I apologize.
Yeah. I curse all the time. So let's just take a look here.
$26 million for Tobias Harris. Burn! Can't spell Nazi without spelling Tobias Harris. Burn! Guy hasn't hit a shot since he put on a Piston uniform. What happened? Seeing PE school teachers with bigger bags than Tobias Harris. What is this?
Can any of them beat Luke Cornett on an isolation? You can't beat
Luke Cornett! Why? Sure, let's run in transition. Let's do it. Come on, Cade. Go to work, Cade. Find the open man. Oh, no, not Tobias. No! Man, gotta love the long contested twos, bro. Gotta love him. Definitely a great shot. That's a great shot.
I think I'd rather see Stevie Wonder with a shot in the clutch over Tobias Harris.
There was no shot that was going in.
When you have the chance to go right at Drew Holiday, you take that opportunity, right?
Right! Tobias tried to kill Jaylen Brown, put him in jail, take him off my team. Elbow to the face. Burn!
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
For anybody who, all right, so when he got officially let go by the Sixers, when it was just confirmed that he would not be returning, And Sixers fans were just elated and celebrating, and Twitter was just blowing up with like, finally, we get to move on. And all the people were coming out of the woodwork to be like, why do you hate him so much? It doesn't even make sense. It took 3 fucking games for the worst team in the NBA to fucking hate this guy, okay? Like, Detroit is like sewer water, and Tobias Harris went there and just made it more shitty sewer water. Like, that is... Sorry, we have a third. We actually have a third host.
Yeah. Apparently, someone was at my front door, so they're freaking out right now.
Someone existed in the vicinity of your house, so therefore,
exactly.
Unbelievable.
So they had to let them know that they better back up, or they're gonna put Tobias Harris on their team.
True, true. How empires fall. Tobias Harris.
Exactly.
And
I just want people to know Tobias Harris is an amazing human being.
Yeah.
Great guy. We don't mean any disrespect to him as a person. But spending a max contract for that long on Tobias Harris and actually having him in Philly for the entirety of the contract. Yeah, your patience wears a little thin. And now it's like, oh, other people finally see why we were so upset with Tobias Harris.
Yeah. And it just frees up the Sixers. Like, obviously, right now, missing Paul George, missing Embiid sucks. But it frees up all the other players on the roster for opportunities to have the ball. And they seem to make better on those opportunities than Harris did. So that's kind of where we're coming from. It's just, we dealt with him for so long. He didn't deliver kind of ever. And his contract took up so much cap space that the depth was always like tougher to actually have. So we're free. Cannot wait till all the boys are back and on the floor. I'm just excited for basketball back, man. I'm just like, it's just great.
Hell yeah.
It's just great. So
speaking of which, Ramona Shelburne from ESPN said, I think Embiid and Paul George are on their way back. The impression I have, we'll get another update tomorrow. I think they're both pretty close to coming back.
Sick.
So
let's go.
There that is. And the only other major NBA topic I wanted to show, have you seen the stuff going around of Dwayne Wade's statue?
Bro, that's the worst statue I've ever seen in my life. That's the worst statue I've ever seen in my life. It looks nothing like him.
I
have to say this because too they're fucking playing hungry hippos at center court with real people dressed up in fucking hippo suits.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was already laughing because of the fucking video that we just watched, and now I'm seeing this shit on my iPad and I'm losing my mind. Oh boy, not I Am Legend. Oh no.
So for those that aren't watching, you might want to watch this because this is the statue.
Oh god, don't let Will Smith near it. He'll slap the shit out of it. Oh no.
Like, come on, that's supposed to be Dwayne Wade?
Dude looks like he's looks like he's taking the most painful shit in his entire life. Oh,
it's so bad.
I hate that for D. They need to literally just cut the head off, make a new one, weld it on.
Yeah, they need to just honestly just put like one of those like silicone lifelike masks. Just put that over top.
Something. They got to do something. Like, you cannot actually disrespect your franchise's greatest player.
No.
Like this. It's just not acceptable.
No.
All right. Are we ready for NFL madness just yet?
Yes. Yes, we are. So,
because this was a hell of a week.
Week 8 was quite crazy. But we did pretty well pick-wise.
I know there were some we missed because some of the games that we all thought, oh, that's a gimme. Well, you know what? I'll say this in the defense of both of us. Okay, the first game of the week, the Thursday night game, Cooper Kupp was at best questionable when we made our picks, and Nakua on Monday there was literally nothing about him playing, at all.
That's very true.
And then Nakua came back, and Kupp was basically invisible. Nakua had an insanely good game.
And Kupp still scored a touchdown too.
Yeah, but it was just like you look at the stat sheet, right? And I'll have it up. So going into halfway through the fourth quarter, Cooper Kupp had 3 catches for 15 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And Nakua at that point had all 7 of his catches that he finished the game with for 106. So you were looking at it like, Jesus Christ, like what, you know what I mean? Like what's up with this?
Right.
And I have to tip my hat to the Rams. Through the injuries, they were able to get a win in the middle of there against the Niners. They're at 3-4 now. They're 3-1 at home, which is very impressive. And in that division, it's wide open. It is wide open.
It really is.
There are 3 teams tied at 4-4, and the Rams at 3-4 because they're the only team that's had their bye. So genuinely, that at this point, that division is completely up in the air, and I'm here for it because it has been Niners dominated for years now. So at this point, it's basically the beginning of the season for all those teams to just go from now till the end and try and win a division title. So,
and I mean, even the Niners are getting some reinforcements back soon.
They will be.
McCaffrey they're saying he's targeting week 10, which is right after their bye week next week. And apparently, I think it was Ian Rappaport said that he is on track for that. So having him back is going to be huge, especially because Jordan Mason got hurt again.
Yep.
So that's going to be obviously Christian McCaffrey in general, getting him back is going to be insane, but just a huge uplift for them, especially when you lose Ayuk for the rest of the season.
Exactly. And I have to, I hate the guy as a player. This is the same. I'll say this just generalized. Whenever we say we hate somebody on this podcast, we mean when they're on the field suited up. Right. We never mean as a human being. But
unless you're Deshaun Watson.
Unless you're Deshaun Watson, the Diddy impersonator, fuck him. We can get him out. But I have to say that because I feel like it just gets, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want anybody to think like, oh, we're just vindictive or whatever.
Right.
Deebo Samuel, when he is in a Niners uniform and playing, I hate that fucker because he literally pneumonia, no pneumonia, injured, whatever. He just delivers. And I have to respect him for that. Because I didn't think, I mean, there was a lot of days this week where we weren't even sure he was going to play against Dallas last night. He shows up and he balled out. Kittle delivered, obviously. They are shorthanded, but you wouldn't have known it really. Because for some reason, every running back they put on the field performs, which credit to them. They're deep. But they're not the team they were. So it'll be interesting to see how they do going forward. But biggest surprises this week that shouldn't be a surprise. The Jets fucking suck. They're actually the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, they're so bad.
Drake May literally got knocked out of that game with a concussion, and Brissett came in, and he still was able to lead the Patriots to victory over the Jets. This is a travesty of a season. The Bills have basically won the division already. And we kind of expected that preseason anyway. They were the best team on paper, even with questions at wide receiver. But they impressed again, beat a good Seattle team. Oh, you need to give me an X, my guy.
Where?
Seattle. So
I'll just adjust your record.
Yeah, that's fine. I want everybody to take note of that. I'm not getting an extra free win here. Thank you. But it was just it's been like a year where some teams have performed week to week, and you know what to expect from them, and then they give you what you expect. Like Green Bay, for example, is a team I would cite for this. With Jordan Love, who is now hurt again, unfortunately, they have been as good as we thought. And then surprisingly, with Malik Willis, they are still looking pretty good, which congrats to Malik Willis. He never got a chance at Tennessee. Glad he's getting to play. Green Bay looks great. Chicago looked fucking terrible. We're just going to stick to that division for a second. Obviously, Jaden Daniels with easily the craziest play of the year.
That Hail Mary was ridiculous.
And shout out to whoever the fuck that Chicago corner was that was taunting the crowd and then is the one who tipped the ball to the person who caught it. You clown.
Yep.
This is why you shut your fucking mouth and do your job instead of all that secondary annex crap. So good job.
The ultimate dickhead in that situation.
Yep. And I'm glad he was the one who gets to eat shit about it. The Lions, that game, absolutely insane because none of it makes sense. Like I go to the box score and I see 52 points and Jared Goff only had 85 yards. That's all he had. David Montgomery had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. This team is absolutely insane. And at this point, it's going to be very hard for me unless they get absolutely destroyed by more injuries. Obviously, they've already had some that are obviously not good. But even since Aiden Hutchinson left, guess what? They're not slowing down.
Not even a bit.
Not even a bit. And it's very impressive. Love what they're doing. They are a team that is like, if there was ever a team that you could point to and say this is what the effect of positive locker room atmosphere does, it's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
They just have vibes, positivity, energy, every play, every game. Their ownership gives a fuck, and it's so evident, and it's just fantastic. When Detroit is good, football's better because it's been a long time. I mean, a long time since they were actually good. They made an NFC championship list last year, and if they stay healthy, I genuinely do not know if there's another team in the NFC that will compete with this Detroit Lions team. I really don't.
I agree.
They are just fast everywhere.
They made Minnesota's defense look terrible.
Exactly. And then you play Tennessee, and Tennessee, as I know their record is what it is. It is not their defense's fault that their record is that.
No.
It has been their offense being abysmal. Their defense ranks very highly across the board. Maybe not as much on sacks, but their secondary has been great. And this week the Lions just made them look like a 1-16, and it's insane.
Yep.
And now with Minnesota having lost 2 in a row, the Lions have the chance to just run away with this now with Love out for it. I think a few games is what we're seeing.
Well, I think so. Next game most likely, and then they have a bye. So they're thinking that he might be back after the bye.
And that would be good for that. It's funny too though, because I look at that team as another team that's like deep enough and good enough in certain areas that they could win with Malik Willis.
Right.
And actually, just to see. Oh, okay. Well, they're not winning next week because they play the fucking Lions, so that's chalked. All right. Anyway, yeah. I mean, my takeaways from this week are the Browns are the dumbest team in the NFL because it took them. First off, they made the Deshaun Watson move in the first place, but secondly, it took them this long. It took Deshaun Watson getting hurt for them to then allow Jameis Winston to touch the field, and he touched the field and threw for 334 yards. And just a reminder for everybody out there at home, Deshaun Watson has never thrown for 300 yards with the Browns in a lot more starts. So that is that.
In 19 starts, he has not thrown for 300 yards.
And just to express this, he is like $170 million dead cap hit if they cut him. That's how fucking insane this contract is. And he hasn't had a 300-yard game with the franchise yet.
Yep.
And he had Amari Cooper the whole fucking time.
This season, he didn't even break the 200-yard mark.
He's so bad. It's actually insane. He needs to he just needs to retire. I don't care. Oh, you're hurt? Retire. Save the Browns franchise from the contract. Just get the fuck out. We don't want you back. No one wants you back. No one's cheering for you. You don't have a fan support system at all because of all your off-field bullshit. And on the field, you are a travesty. Go away. We don't want to see you again. Thank you very much.
Agreed.
I have to speak on my Eagles.
I will. Let me just say with the Ravens.
Go ahead. Yep.
The moment that I saw Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins both out for that game against Cleveland, I was like, all right, I already don't have a good feeling about this.
And that's very fair.
Yeah, that's the two top corners.
Can you remove? Thank you.
The two top corners on a defense that already has given up, like, I think it's either the second or third most passing yards of all defenses. To lose your top two corners against a Cleveland Browns team that finally is starting another quarterback in Jameis Winston, who loves to just go for it. I was like, yeah, this isn't like, it's not gonna end well. And
I totally see this. This is another thing too. I wouldn't have picked the Ravens if I had followed, because I bet on them. So like, if I had followed the injury report as like day to day and actually kept up with it. But
that was the thing, is Nate Wiggins he had an illness, and I think he was ruled out like the day of the game.
But
and then
but I'm even saying I should have waited till Sunday.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because there's always those last minutes that come up that like end up having a bigger impact.
Right.
Because obviously with Humphrey out already, it's like if you have any other CB get ruled out, you're in deep shit, because a lot of those other corners probably were not even getting first team reps throughout the week. And then you have to game plan for Jameis, whose play style is just vastly different than Deshaun Watson's. And he's been healthy for a while too, so he's going to be at his full self. So,
and it's like Marcus Williams was rated the worst safety in the entire league in the first 7 weeks. And so he was benched last week. And then on top of that, you had Eddie Jackson drop 2 interceptions straight to him. And the one that was really surprised me was right at the end, right before Jameis Winston threw the game-winning touchdown, Kyle Hamilton dropped an interception that went directly to him with no one around him. So I'm like, you had 3 chances to force a turnover, not even like saying like, oh, you could have made a great play on the ball. Like, no, the ball was directly thrown to you.
Yeah.
And just didn't make a play.
Bro, Banchero has 30-7 in the first half. Holy shit, dude. He's
Orlando's
nuts.
Up 69-58.
He's nuts. That's the franchise record, by the way. 37.5. He just broke it with that.
And I want people to know Orlando has had Shaq, prime Dwight Howard, Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady played there for a while, Grant Hill played there for a while. Like, they've had some big name people.
This dude gets no fucking respect, man. No respect.
People just don't like pay attention to Orlando because it's Orlando.
Oh, they're gonna have to this year.
Oh yeah,
they're building this team right.
I think I predicted them to have a top 3 seed.
I think they have everything they need to do that.
Oh yeah.
They just got to play consistent. And right now, what I'm seeing, man, they, like the passing, the rebounding, and just, I mean, Paolo is just phenomenal.
And like Franz Wagner isn't even playing at 100% right now. He's banged up.
And he is yet another guy because he's on Orlando that gets just no respect, and he's so good at basketball.
And Cole Anthony is their backup guard. They have Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac is hurt right now. Goga Batadze is hurt right now. Those are all like key rotational players in their backups too. So
no shit, that's awesome. I'm glad to see them do well. But yeah, I had to bring this play up because the whole rhetoric around the Philadelphia Eagles this season has been Jalen Hurts is just going downhill. He's just not. He was, and a lot of people are like, oh, he was never good. It was just this, right? Okay. Past 3 games, he has 9 total touchdowns, no turnovers of any kind. Did he have some bad throws that maybe should have resulted in problems in this game against the Bengals? Absolutely. They were in the first quarter. The rest of the game, every throw he made or every running decision he made carried very little risk as far as the turnover. And this play, this throw to Devontae Smith, everything about this play is just gorgeous, gorgeous football.
I remember seeing that on Red Zone, and I was like, damn, that was a great throw.
The time to release is quick. The route was smooth. Obviously, this catch is phenomenal. I am even hearing from Eagles fans, because I work at a restaurant that like literally every single time there's an Eagles game, every TV has that game on. And you just hear these absolute Muppets, because I will freely say this. I am a Philadelphia fan. A lot of Philadelphia fans are dumb as fuck. And just over a bunch of the weeks, just hearing like people just yelling at the TV when Jalen had the ball. Last week against the Giants, he broke for like a 25-yard run, and he's getting near the sideline, and I hear this lady go, "Get out of bounds." I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck would he get out of bounds for? In what universe? Like, no one's near him. Any QB running the ball with a brain is going to go up, continue going downfield and gain more yards.
Right.
Like, what are we doing? And I'm happy that the Eagles appear at the moment to just be moving in the correct direction. It's like the first 2 opponents of this 3-game win streak, obviously, were the Browns and Giants, and it was the Deshaun Watson Browns. So, like, we were taking those wins with grains of salt because we know where they are in their standings. We know what those teams can do, and it's not that much.
Right.
The Bengals, although 3-5 and shockingly 0-4 at home, that's the part that blows my mind. Their offense has not been their issue. They have been able to score, but their defense has not been able to stop anybody. And clearly this week, that was again the problem. 37 points put up by the Eagles. None of those were defensive at all. It was 37 by the offense. So, but I look at the Bengals and I'm just like, where do you go from here? Because you had 20 rushing attempts, 37 passing attempts. I don't like that balance. That's not ideal. You need better there. Obviously, Mixon leaving, you knew the running game was going to be a lot worse. It is. But to give the Eagles a lot of credit, their run defense in this game was phenomenal. Holding a team over the course of an entire game to under 58 yards. Like the 58 yards rushing is insane. That's nuts. Anytime the ball was handed off, there was an Eagle there to hit the guy. And if the first hit didn't get him down, the next one did. It was literally just clinical. I'm stoked though. I genuinely am stoked. The Eagles literally look like the team they were supposed to be with the roster they assembled. They had not defeated Cincinnati in Cincinnati ever. This is the first time the Eagles have ever won in Cincinnati in the franchise's history.
Which is an insane stat. It sounds made up.
Yeah. Well, they hadn't beat Cincinnati at all anywhere in 25 years. And it's crazy to think about because they've had like 3 ties in that time frame.
Right.
And there's like 1 tie a season in the NFL, and the Eagles were like always that team, and it was always against Cincinnati. So I'm stoked. Hurts had a fantastic game, 80% completion percentage, 132.5 rating, 3 rushing touchdowns. The defense is playing out of their fucking mind. Cooper DeJean looks like he should have been a first-round pick. The play he made on that 4th down.
Fantastic.
The
On
play
Jamar
he made
Chase,
on
no
that
less.
4th down on Jamar Chase, man, was like it literally blew my mind because I'm like, oh, it's 4th and 2 and it's the Bengals and they have the weapons they have. Fully just assumed they're going to get that first down. And Cooper DeJean followed him across the entire field and made an amazing play. So if you're an Eagles fan out there, we're feeling pretty damn good right now. Obviously, we're eventually going to have to face our biggest test, I think, is in 3 weeks, November 14th, we face Washington on what would appear to be Sunday Night Football, potentially. Let me actually check that date. Maybe it's a Thursday. Might be a Thursday game.
What's the date?
Yeah, it is. It says Prime Video, so that's definitely Thursday. So that'll be the biggest one. We have the Jags next week at home, and the Jags they have just not been looking good. So Eagles need to just show up and play the game they've been playing.
Not only have the Jags not been looking good, Christian Kirk's out for the season now.
And Brian Thomas is out for a few weeks.
He should be out for a few weeks as well. And Gabe Davis left the game last week with a shoulder injury. I don't know if they ever reported more on that, but that's their top 3 receivers.
Yeah. And
Etienne
Lawrence
is
hasn't even Lawrence hasn't even been balling either. So it's not like he's gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat here. So
right. It's gonna be Ingram with 20 targets. Like that's gonna be the game script.
And he'll probably catch 10 of them because he's really good. That catch he had in the game this week was unfucking believable. But
for sure.
Yeah, for the Eagles, it goes Jags, Cowboys, Commanders, Rams in the next 4. The Rams won't be easy if they're healthy when we play them. And I'll fully say that covering Nakua and Cooper Kupp is not easy. But if Quinyon Mitchell is on Puka Nakua, I do not expect to see him put up numbers because Quinyon has been shutting everybody down.
Right.
When Quinyon was primary coverage in this game, he allowed 2 catches. 2 catches for 12 yards.
Yeah, that's
unbelievable.
That's pretty great.
So I'm just sitting here looking at the Jags like, I don't care who you have. You're not getting shit. The Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb is not going to have a good game. I don't care what he's done in the past. And then with the Commanders, for once in my life, I need to see Scary Terry actually not have a good game against the Eagles. I need it so bad.
It's going to be rough because now he actually has a good quarterback.
I know. A good quarterback that's really, really versatile and can run really well. Because I really like Jaden Daniels. So
I know. I like him a lot.
He's just such a humble guy. That's incredibly skilled. And that's why I respect him so much. It's just he goes out there, does his job, has fun doing it.
Right. My thing with the Ravens, I'm just going to say real quick. They have the league's number 1 offense. But like I said before, one of the worst defenses. I mean, one of the top rush defenses, but the worst passing offense or defense. Like they're 26th in the league in points against. They're giving up an average of 26.1 points. And it's even more frustrating from a Ravens fan perspective when you were so used to dominant defenses literally for the entire franchise. Normally it's the offense that can't produce any points and the Ravens win like 10-3. Yeah. But now it's like Lamar's putting up insane numbers. Derrick Henry's putting up insane numbers and you still can't win the fucking game because the secondary looks like they have no idea what the fuck is going on, and they're not getting to the quarterback either. And
agreed.
It's just insane to me. And it's like, I liked the theory of hiring Zach Orr as the defensive coordinator at the time. but something has to change because you literally went from the top defense last year to the worst defense this year. And if we're being honest, you didn't lose that many people. And like Patrick Queen is given like 50-50 value in Pittsburgh right now. So is Geno Stone in Cincinnati. And like that's the two biggest names you lost. So
yeah. But it is a case of literally like, is the coordinator change, like, was it that much more of a thing than we ever would have thought? Because I agree with exactly what you said. My whole life, I've just imagined the Ravens in my head as this team that defensively is a problem to face at all levels. It's not just like, oh, their front's good or their linebacker core is good or their secondary is good. It's a combination. So the fact that it's just down, like regressed to this point is extremely shocking. Especially when they had been rolling as well as they had, to then get derailed by a Browns team with a QB starting his first game of the year. Amari Cooper's gone. So you know what I mean? Like you look at what they had and you're like, all right, it shouldn't be it shouldn't be an issue. Obviously we already said, Humphrey and Wiggins being out is not great. That would affect any team. But they still should not have struggled to the degree that they struggled.
Exactly. And my worry is like their next game is against Denver, who like Bo Nix, if you give him a weak defense, can put up points like he just did against Carolina. Bo Nix has the ability to score. And then it goes from the Broncos to the Bengals. It's an AFC North matchup. You never can predict any of those. And they only beat the Bengals by a field goal in their first meeting anyway. Then it's the Steelers. Literally everything goes out the door in Steelers-Ravens games. Like, you can be the best team in the NFL. The moment you play the Steelers, it's completely different. So, like, that one doesn't even matter. Then you finally play a team whose offense is a little shaky in the Chargers. But then they play the Eagles right after that, who, if the Eagles offense is playing just like they just did this week, you're fucked as a defense.
Yeah, because you look at like the Eagles are one of these matchup nightmares. It's like even when they're not playing well, like they were in the first 4 weeks, right, before the bye, like you have to prepare for a guy like A.J. Brown, which you can't because he's literally the best receiver in single coverage in the NFL. If you put him in single coverage, he's going to beat you, period. That's what he does. And then Devontae had a down week against the Giants, but he's not a diva, which is just why we love him so much. Comes back this week, makes the best catch of the year for an Eagle, period. And one of the best catches of the year overall. So you're like, okay, how do you deal with that? And with the Ravens, they don't really have a definitive answer. And even with like the Steelers game, if it was Justin Fields, I love how he's played, but he hasn't, I would say his numbers were not the kind that like scare you.
Right.
The way Wilson played last week is the kind of thing that would scare you.
Yep.
Because his completion percentage wasn't perfect, but he still put up like 270 yards passing. So you're like, that would be higher against the current injured Ravens secondary, you would have to believe. So the Ravens have a lot of adjustments to make if they are going to be a team that gets a 1 or 2 seed like they have in recent years. And then the Chiefs still haven't lost a game, even despite Mahomes having his worst statistical year. And they just traded for a linebacker from the Patriots for a 6th-round pick today, I believe.
Yeah. And they got DeAndre Hopkins.
So their defense was already the reason they've been winning games, really. And it just got better. And then you give Nuke Hopkins to Mahomes, which obviously even in his – I mean, he's been in the league since 2013. He's not a young guy anymore. The dude he can still ball. So it's going to be really frustrating. I mean, I need to look at the Chiefs' schedule and kind of decide where I think their first loss could come from. But yeah, it's tough to figure out when they might actually finally catch an L, but
Yeah.
Because next week they play Tampa Bay, and if Tampa didn't have all the injuries, I could say maybe that one.
Right.
At Buffalo, November 17th. Maybe that's it.
Yeah. I mean, right now, that's what it sounds like.
Maybe Josh Allen can exercise the demons. Oh, touchdown, George Pickens.
Already?
They just went fucking. When I tell you that the Steelers just went right down the field, be on the defense. God damn it. Every time I call a touchdown when it's fucking Monday Night Football, there's a fucking penalty on the offense. Face mask on the offense, by the way. Fun fact.
Great. Awesome.
All right, so we will slide straight into our power rankings.
Yeah, we'll do this one real quick so we can get into picks before I have to go.
Yep.
I'm moving the Ravens down to playoff team right away because that defense is not Super Bowl contender worthy.
Move the Vikings down.
Yes. Also agreed. I think we move. Do we move Chicago down
for at least a week because they looked? It wasn't just that they lost. It's that all the numbers across the board as a team in this game. The defense played phenomenal. It's the only reason they had a chance to win. The offense was literally horrendous.
They were so bad.
So we can't pretend anything. The Eagles finally, for the first fucking time, need to move up. They have to move up the playoff team now. They're 5-2.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely massacred Cincinnati, who was on a multi-game win streak. So
I think we move Green Bay down right now just because they won. Don't get me wrong, but it was a just barely win over Jacksonville. And now it's Malik Willis instead of Jordan Love.
Do we move them, though? Because they only have one game to do and then the bye. Maybe
we wait for the next game.
Because if they get smoked by the Lions, I'll be like, yeah, we move them. But if they play a close game with Malik Willis against the Lions, I would still leave them because I think they'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
Because you know what I mean? Like, even with
That's
Willis,
fair.
When Love was out, they played decently too. So,
what about Tampa Bay and Seattle? Because Tampa Bay just lost to Atlanta and they're banged up really bad.
I was literally going to say swap Atlanta for Tampa because
okay, that makes sense.
Atlanta's beat them twice. They're in the same division, and Tampa's injuries are just numerous. And to be fair to Tampa, numbers-wise, they still played really fucking well.
Right.
So hats off to them for competing as well as they did in that game. But
I have to tip my cap to Baker because he balled even without Mike Evans or Chris Godwin.
Yeah. Cade Otton feasted. Rashad White had some runs and catches. I know Baker had 2 picks in that game, but you have a lot of receivers out there that have not been running routes all season. So I would need to watch those plays that he threw interceptions on in detail to see if it was necessarily Baker's fault or not. I do agree with moving Seattle. They got annihilated at home.
They could only muster 10 points.
But here's the thing. I know you judge Arizona as much as anybody. I feel like we have to put them level with Seattle at the moment because at the moment, tiebreakers wise, Arizona is leading the division because they have beaten San Francisco. So they have to at least be mid. They're 500.
Kyler Murray and Trey McBride at least did not disappoint me this week. So I will give them that. I am a little mad that I decided to bench Marvin Harrison Jr. for Amari Cooper because Josh Allen decided not to throw it to Amari Cooper at fucking all for some reason.
Yeah.
But I digress. They did not disappoint me for once. So I will move them up.
So next move I want to do. Colts need to move down.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, save the Jets because literally I need us to be able to make a new category that actually saves because the Jets need to go in it.
Well, I'm just moving Jaguars down to super ass.
That's fine. No disagreements here. Patriots get to move up for a week because they beat the Jets, and I love it. Everything about it is excellent. The Browns.
Drake May injury sucks.
The Browns absolutely do get to move up because they earned it.
Yes, they do.
The Saints can move down
Oh yeah.
because they suck. They fucking suck. Dallas, do we want to do that to Dallas yet? They have no Micah Parsons. Their offense sucks. Their defense can't stop shit. Is it time? I think it is.
Yeah.
Rams can move up because they're healthy. That whole division is mid, so they should all be mid. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Let's see. Are we feeling good? Tua's back. Do we want to move them out of ass, or do we not do it yet because they lost? Do we wait?
They lost, and surprisingly, I was like, they really didn't find Tyreek Hill in that game much, even though that's the whole thing with Tua.
Yeah, they found him in like the first quarter, and then they forgot he existed. So yeah, they get to stay. They can stay down there. That's fine.
What's the new row?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, I didn't mean. We'll keep that color. That's fine.
Diddy's lube seller. Yeah, that's where the Jets get to be. And the Panthers can join him there. Those are the two teams. There you go.
Who'd you say can join him?
Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And the Titans if we want, because they got fucking just ass rammed too. The Raiders can. I feel like the Raiders almost need to be an ass and not super ass because they actually only lost by 7, which is very impressive to me.
True.
I thought they were going to lose that game by 90.
I'm going to leave them where they are for right now, though.
That's fine.
I think this feels good.
This looks pretty good because I think like the Chiefs, obviously, they're undefeated. We know what they are. The Lions are rolling, and then the Bills literally also, like, they look really fucking solid. And then in the playoff teams, yes, there's some teams in that with injuries or losing streaks or just lost or whatever, and then some teams on the up and up. But it feels right because I would expect at this exact moment all the teams in that playoff team spot, based on what we've seen so far, to, in fact, make the playoffs. And then mid, obviously, like the whole NFC West is undecided because we need to see who stays healthy, who gets hurt. Like the Bengals, where the record's at, it is a very uphill climb for them to even get close to a playoff appearance. It's not impossible, but they have a lot of work to do. Same deal with Cleveland. Like crazier things have happened, but with Deshaun Watson not even going to like touch the field for the rest of the year, they will obviously do better. Yep. Anthony Richardson literally looked like a Pee-wee JV QB this week, and I don't know what to say. His numbers were worse than I've ever seen in my life, minus like Nathan fucking Peterman. So
he's the first quarterback I saw that just like subbed himself out because he was tired too.
It just makes no sense to me. I'm like, you're too young to be fucking tired. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
It blows my mind. So if you're an Indy fan, I'd be really concerned. Obviously, if I recall, they did not actually trade anything to like move up or anything to pick him. And maybe the pick, I don't know. Yeah, because they traded away a pick for Wentz the year or two before. So they're past that. So, I mean, if they have to move on from him, because he just doesn't look good. He's played enough games now where you would think one of the games would stand out.
Right.
And truth be told, they haven't. So I would be concerned. Daniel Jones threw an actually like perfect ball 2 plays ago. And that's why I stopped because
things that don't normally go in one sentence.
Yeah, like 50-yard into double coverage, but it was perfectly placed, and he was getting hit at the same time, and it was perfect. So, damn. Okay, so I have the NHL scores open because I wanted to follow this shit. Remember the Panthers were down 2-0?
Yep.
It's tied, so I'm feeling good.
Hey, there we go.
Columbus is up 4-0 over the Oilers. What is happening? Look, if only Columbus scores, I think I'm all right. What the? If I picked Winnipeg, I'm probably choked. Let's see. Do we want to do Immaculate Grid and then call it a week?
Sure. And we'll just post our picks. For those listening, we'll post our picks probably later in the week. We'll see some injury reports and we'll post them on our YouTube page and our Twitter page. So be on the lookout for those.
Cool. So tonight we got the two teams playing Monday Night Football, the Giants and Steelers. And then we also have the Minnesota Vikings, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New York Jets, and then the right column is first round draft pick. For that one for the Giants, I think I just want to rip Kayvon Thibodeau. Just get that one.
True.
Just add
was Brandon Jacobs a first round pick?
I hope not.
I'm gonna check.
How is he? Everybody's probably doing Eli, but he wasn't even their pick. But he wasn't their pick. Phillip Rivers was their pick. That's the answer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that would be trippy.
Brandon Jacobs was fourth round.
Credit to him. He was a really good fourth rounder. Chad Pennington for the Jets. Want to rip that?
Sure.
He had to be a first rounder, right?
I
think it was
thought so.
10th overall. 2%. Let's go.
Damn.
How is that, dude? And the Buccaneers.
Mike Evans, I know, was first round.
I want a rarer one. Was Cadillac Williams a first round pick?
Ooh, he might have been.
I'm checking.
Was Warren Sapp a first round pick?
Hold on. Let's see. I needs to know.
Warren Sapp was a first round pick.
Okay. That's if Cadillac was not, then I know exactly who we're putting in there, but I am very curious to see. Holy crap. Not only was Cadillac Williams a first round pick, he was 5th overall.
5th?
God damn.
I did not know that.
That's insanity. 2%. Let's go.
Damn.
5th overall for a running. God, the NFL was different in the early 2000s, man. They were built different. That's amazing. Okay. Jets, Vikings. I feel like this one we can just absolutely put in Brett Favre.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I'm just going to do that because, yeah.
Giants Vikings. Oh, Giants Steelers, Plaxico Burress.
Oh, boom. What's the name of the dude on NBA that's like, bang? Just like lock that in right now.
Kevin Harlan.
Thank you. 73% on the Plaxico. That's easily the highest that there is.
Yeah.
It's probably the highest by like 60%. Like the next highest is probably literally like 13, and then it goes down from there. Steelers and Buccaneers. What a weird combo.
And by the way, I completely misremembered. That was Mike Breen that says bang.
Ah, okay.
Kevin Harlan's the one that goes, good.
They're both amazing commentators.
Yeah. Giants and Vikings. I feel like I should know this one because I feel like there's somebody like obvious.
That's what my head is telling me, but I'm like, I don't know where to go with it because I'm trying to go through every fucking receiver, all of them, because that's like what I remember most. But there's probably a DB.
Yeah.
My hunch is a defensive back is going to be like the big name. And that's why I'm mad at myself. Jets and Steelers.
I feel like Jets and Steelers is a wide receiver for sure.
Gotta be, right?
Oh, what's his name? Damn it. He's Vikings Steelers. I was gonna say Mike Wallace. Vikings. I'm still thinking of Vikings Giants because there's definitely somebody.
Oh, all right. I got Steelers Jets. Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, I forgot Le'Veon Bell went to the Jets.
Oh, that's not, I hate that I remember that. That actually feels really painful.
Steelers, Tampa Bay. Damn. I feel like there's like a defensive lineman or a defensive or a linebacker that Steelers Tampa Bay that like is in my mind, but I can't think of their name. And it's annoying me.
I'm thinking through all of their failed running backs that they had over the years. Like the Steelers always had a running back that was like good for like 2 or 3 years and then just vanished off the face of the fucking planet.
Oh, it was the Cardinals he was on. I was thinking of Rashard Mendenhall.
That's exactly who was in my head, but I'm like, I know he was not a Buck. But like that's literally what I mean. Like Mendenhall was so good with the Steelers and then just like gone. Fuck me. This is just not fun. I know there's gonna be a name that literally is just like embarrassing.
Oh, Steelers, Tampa Bay, Byron Leftwich.
I got another one. I'm gonna do the embarrassing one. Oh, actually, I'll do Leftwich, but I'll tell you the embarrassing one that just popped in my fucking head because we're stupid as shit. You ready? Antonio Brown.
Oh wow.
we suck.
He's just so irrelevant now.
No, I just picture his psycho rant, and then now he's doing CT ESPN, and it's the greatest thing ever. But
and he's doing political shit now.
Yeah, well, of course he is. CTE people don't do anything normal that you expect. Good
Giants,
God.
Vikings.
Are there any of their failed QBs for either one of the teams? Well, obviously the Giants had Eli for fucking forever, but like the Vikings went through.
We could have done Sam Darnold for Jets Vikings.
Oh, that would have been so good. That would have been so good. Did any of those Super Bowl receivers for the Giants end up somewhere else, like Mario Manningham or Hakeem Nicks? Like, did those guys go anywhere else?
Nicks, I feel like definitely went somewhere.
Okay, well, there's a picture of him in a Colt uniform. Okay, that's all he did. He went to the Colts. All right, fair enough, buddy.
Yeah.
Mario Manningham. All right, Manningham was a Giant and a Niner. Okay. Fair enough, my guy. How about Ahmad Bradshaw?
Adrian Peterson didn't go to either the Giants or Tampa Bay, right? He bounced around so much at the end of his career that I forget where he went.
He went to Washington, Tennessee, and Arizona. That was his final 3, I think.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure.
What about?
All right. Well, I cheated on the Giants Bucks one because I wanted to see. I knew there was somebody and it was eluding me. There's one current, but we don't think about him because he's not doing much. Sterling Shepard. And that's fine because he's literally irrelevant now. The one we should have gotten, Jason Pierre-Paul. That would have been such a goated that would have been such a goated category. I need a Viking, man. There's no Vikings that go anywhere ever in their lives. There's no Vikings that leave and go anywhere and do anything. Ooh, hold on. He didn't play anywhere else, did he?
Damn it. Who did you look up?
Jared Allen.
That's who I looked up.
Yeah.
That's the exact person I just looked up.
Because I was like, he played for fucking forever. Maybe he went somewhere.
I was like, I know he's on the Vikings for a long time, but he was definitely somewhere else.
All right. Let me look up another guy that I know left, but he probably didn't go anywhere that we needed him to go. Hold on. He played long. Nope. Okay. Piece of shit.
Wow, why can't I think of any of these?
This is because they're just not good. Hold on. Players for Vikings and Giants. This is gonna hurt. All right. Hold on. I think. Let's see. Okay, that one nobody's getting. We're too young. But it's fine.
For which one?
Fran Tarkenton.
Oh.
13 seasons for the Vikings, 5 for the Giants. That's basically his entire career. Fair enough. There's almost literally, I mean, I'm looking through Pro Football Reference. There's almost no current that are names big enough for us to really give a fuck, if any at all. So genuinely, this is one of the toughest pairs that there could have been. Kyle Rudolph, but it was in 2020 to 2021. He played with the Giants. It was that one season? Obviously started with the Vikings. Exactly. We're never going to remember that.
Oh, there is a name I actually remember for, what is this? Tampa Bay,
Minnesota.
Oh shit! No, this is Tampa Bay Giants. Damn it!
Yeah, I know. I kept doing that in my brain too, and I was like, "That's not the category."
It was Joe Juravicious.
Oh fuck that dude! He torched the Eagles in that NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
He was fucking good.
Oh god! Tell me the Vikings Bucks one is going to be 6 different quarterbacks, and I'm going to vomit. Brad Johnson, Josh Freeman. Ugh. Yikes. Wait, is this the Michael Bennett? I think it is. No way. No, it's a running back. Okay. No, it's a running back. That's why I was like, wait, get the fuck out of here. I was like, he did not play for those teams. Who else in the 2000s? What? Who are these people?
Who are you people?
Literally, I'm looking at all the names, waiting for one to just shut up with Kyle Rudolph again. He played for the goddamn Bucks in 2022. Fuck you, Kyle Rudolph. Stop being everywhere. You piece of shit.
What the hell? I didn't even know Kyle Rudolph went to that many teams.
He's everywhere. He cannot be stopped. All right, I'm just gonna lock in Josh Freeman because that's funny as shit. Because he played one game for the Vikings, but he suited up, so it should count. And if it doesn't, this website is rigged. Count it. Let's go.
That was definitely a really small percentage.
Why do they have a picture for Josh Freeman?
And it's 14%?
Why do they have a picture for this man, but they don't have Plaxico Burress?
Or Brett Favre?
What the fuck is going on? Is that actually what Josh Freeman looked like, bro? That breaks my fucking brain that that's what his face was. Holy shit, it is. Are you serious?
100% did not remember what Josh Freeman looked like.
Bro, I would have sworn him on every single religion that is not what an NFL quarterback.
If anyone showed me a picture and they showed me that, I'd be like, nah, you're lying. That's not Josh Freeman.
Is that from his last season? Hold on. That's a Miami uni. We agree on that, right?
It looks like it, yeah.
he doesn't have Miami on his resume, so I'm assuming he got like signed to a practice squad and never got to play in like 2016, maybe. That's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shout out Josh Freeman.
Shout out Josh Freeman.
What a guy.
That's it here for us this week. We'll be back again next Monday with another new episode. Like I said, make sure you guys look out for our community tab on YouTube and our Twitter page. We'll post our picks there. We usually post a copy of our power rankings, especially if anything changes with the Monday night game. So yeah, we check us out everywhere you get your podcasts. Our videos are on YouTube and Spotify now. You can get the audio version everywhere else on like Apple and Amazon and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys check that out as well. And we will catch you guys next week. Peace.